Hello everybody, my name is Jonathan and welcome to Bearly Unboxed. I'm back with another My Little Pony video and I'm so excited because I found tons of thrifted My Little Ponies. I also have some of the reproduction ponies that came out, I think they came out last year. And I picked these up, it's been a few months, but I found these at Ross, not Ross, sorry, I found these at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, depending on where you are. And then I think they're also called TK Maxx in other countries. I could be wrong. But anyway, this is from Marshall's, you can see right here. And this was $6.99, and this is Bluebell. And I don't think I have a Bluebell. I have so many ponies, but I don't have a lot of G1 ponies. Now, like these thrifted ones, these are pretty much all G3 ponies, which I also collect. And I would also collect G2 if I could find them, but I can never find G2 ponies thrifting anywhere around here anyway. So I primarily focus on G1 and G3. Now there are some Fakies in here too. You can see this little yellow one and this pink one. Those are Fakies. I don't collect Fakies except for a very rare occasion I might collect one. Like I do have a Fakie that I got at the arcade using tickets that I won from playing games. It has really bad hair, and I want to reroot it because I think it's really cute. It actually is a unicorn. I don't have it here with me, but it's yellow with I think it's yellow with orange hair, and I want to change the hair to like purple. And I have some hair left over from my reroot I did with the Monster High Frankie Stein doll for Pride. I have a ton of colors. They're saran. They're not nylon like ponies usually have, but I think that'll be fine. I don't know. You'll have to... Anyone out there that knows about rerooting ponies, leave a comment down below if you've ever rerooted with anything other than nylon, because I want to try saran and see how that goes. Because I do have a pony that you could see in the thumbnail, and there was also another one, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But I have this very unique G3 baby pony, and it has like these molded on wings that are very unique, and then it has these molded on like, I don't know what you call it, like I would call it like filigree. It's even on the head. Now the mane is perfect on this one, but the tail has been cut. And I want to maybe reroot it with some colors that I have, although my orange that I have isn't quite that orange, I don't think. So I'll have to compare it. But rerooting a tail is super easy, and I am rerooting a pony today. She is off to the side over here because she's already done. She's one of the sister ponies. I'll show you a picture here of what she looked like new in the box. I've had her for a while, wanting to reroot her. I had ordered blue nylon hair in the exact color, and I had that, and I just hadn't got around to it because I was very nervous about removing the head. Totally not a problem. I know how to remove a head now. It was super easy. I actually watched videos from Chad Marvelous, who also does a lot of My Little Pony videos. You might even be here watching this video because of him, because of interest that we both share with My Little Pony. So yeah, his videos were very helpful with rerooting. He has a few videos on rerooting a pony, and thank you, Chad. Thank you so much. It worked really well. I figured out how to do all the head removal and everything. Like this one, I'm going to have to do that with, and I'm a little nervous just because there's paint really close to that seam, and I don't want to ruin the paint. So, but yeah, I am going to reroot this one for a future video. But she's just going to hang out here with us while we look at everything else. So I also picked up this 40 years reproduction of Blossom and Cotton Candy. And then it comes with a mini Glory, which I think is really cool. I have some mini ponies already that I did in a previous video, so I'll just add her to those. So I'm really, really excited to add these ponies to my collection. I don't believe I have either Cotton Candy or Blossom, and these ones have like a metallic kind of sheen to them. So I think that's really cool to add these, even if I did have them, because they're so unique. The first thing I want to do, I think, is go through all these ponies and see which ones I got. I will say some of the Fakies are not bad looking, but they're not great either. Alright, so the first bag I want to look at is one I got first. Now, I got this at Goodwill, and it was only $4.99 for all these ponies, which compared to Value Village prices is like an absolute steal, because this bag was $8.50, and out of all the ponies in here, only 2 of them are actual ponies and the rest are Fakies. So I basically paid, $4.25 for 2 for each pony in here. And then this one was $7.50 for 3 actual ponies, but one of them, as you can see, is super messed up. Now, I already have this pony, so I'm not too upset about that, but also the feet on it are broken, but we'll get to that when we open it. So let's take a look at who we got in here. So I'm really, really excited for this pony, and I'm hoping I can save it. The paint on it is faded on the leg, so even the cutie mark is a little faded. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I'm not entirely certain. In fact, I think I'm going to look up these ponies so that I can basically tell you who they are, and it's also for me too, because some of these I don't remember the names very well for. So this one though, the reason I'm excited for it is because it's a Pegasus pony. Now Gen 3 ponies, when they first came out with them, all they had were Earth ponies, which are basically just a normal pony. No horns for like a unicorn, no wings for like a Pegasus. Nothing special other than them just being a pony in a different color. So we're gonna take a look to see who this is. Now, most of the original ponies had a magnet in the feet, but this one does not. This one has a hole, which they started doing later, and that's when they started releasing Pegasus and unicorns in the Gen 3. So the cool thing about this website I use, and I've shown it before, it's mlpmerch.com. I'll put a link to it down below, but you can search by color, which I think is awesome. And this is a white pony. There's 292 white ponies. So basically, this is a later release. So you go to the white ponies, and then you just kind of go all the way down to the bottom of the list, because it's going to be down there. Okay, so this looks like we got Starcatcher. But the pictures I'm seeing online, she has pink hair. but her hair doesn't look pink, so I'm wondering what's that about. Also, her cutie mark is supposed to be pink, so I'm wondering if her hair and her cutie mark are somehow maybe sun faded. But yeah, this one's going to need to be cleaned up quite a bit. So I will put pictures of all the ponies so you can kind of see what they're supposed to look like. I think that's really good for me to see as well. Alright, so we do have a fakie. This one is insane. Someone painted the head green on it. And I'm just like kind of horrified by this. It's almost like a Frankenstein pony. It does have a cutie mark, even though it's a fakie. But it also has inset eyes, which I find really creepy on ponies. I'm going to be honest. On a lot of dolls, it's fine. But yeah, this is definitely one that I will not be keeping. So the ones I won't be keeping, I'm actually just going to put off to the side. And we'll just have the actual ponies. Okay. Now this is another one I don't have Starcatcher. Let's put Starcatcher up here. And I don't have this one either. And this one has the magnet in the feet. And you can always tell where the magnet is because there's going to be a heart. And I don't know if it's like that. There's no heart where the hole is on the foot on that one. And I feel like I've seen that before, but maybe not. This one also... Someone wrote on the bottom of it, and it says Mima and Papa's house. So I'm going to have to try to clean that off. Oftentimes it will stain the pony, but at least it's underneath. Maybe I can clean it up enough that you can't see it. Now the head on this one does turn, and it has tinsel. And I really like the cutie mark on this because it goes all the way down the leg. Let's see if we can find out who this one is. There are 508 pink ponies. So this one has a magnet. So we know it's one of the earlier releases and not later releases. So I usually just start from the top of the list and go down. Let me see. I need to kind of look at this while I do this. You can also look up poses for these too. If you know the pose, then you can just look up the pose and look through all of them. And then it might even be easier that way because you look up the pose and you're looking for only the pink ones. Alright, so this one's name is Tulip Twinkle, and it's from the Cutie Cascade set. And all the cutie cascades, they were called that because the cutie mark cascaded down the leg. One of them is really cool. It's called Comet Tail, and it has a gradient on the whole body. And now that I saw it, I definitely want to get that one. But yeah, this one, very cute. Not a lot of marks. The hair feels like it's in a good condition. It's just other than that writing on the bottom. So we'll try to clean that up and go from there. Alright, and then we also have this. I've seen this fakie many times. There's no cutie mark. The hair is really bad quality. Its head turns. But I like the color combination, but again, not for me. Alright, and then there's another pink one in here. I feel like I might have this one. This one's head doesn't turn, so that means it's an even earlier release. The first releases of these did not have a poseable head. I think this is the donkey pose. Let me see. I'm gonna try looking at donkey pose. They do have pictures when you click on the poses, so you can kind of like match it up. Yeah, it's the Minty or Donkey pose, as it's been known, because Minty was the first pony in this pose. And this one has a pink flower. There's not a lot of marks at all on this one. This one's in really good condition. The hair's not too bad. I think I can wash that and save it, definitely. And it does have the magnet foot with a green heart that matches the green in the cutie mark, which I think is really cool. All right, so now that we know the pose, it's a matter of just going through here. Now this is luau, which actually goes very well with this one, because this one that I showed a little earlier, this is the only pony that came in this pose, I think. Or no, I'm sorry. There were 4 ponies that came in this pose, and they were all the same one from different sets. This is Honolulu. And this came in a specific building play set called Butterfly Island. I think it's interesting that there's only basically one character in this whole pose. Now, there were variants for this set this came in, and one of them was a Costco exclusive, one of them was a Walmart exclusive, and one of them was a Toys R Us exclusive, and then there was just a regular one too. And they all came out in the same year, so it's kind of weird how there were different exclusive sets. And they all came with slightly different things or different ponies, but this one was always included, so it's a little trivia there. All right, now we have another fakie, and this one, it's not great. That someone painted the hoof on it. Its face is all messed up. It's very weird looking. So, unfortunately, not going to keep that one either. In fact, all the fakie ponies, I'm just going to put back in this bag and redonate them. That's usually what I do. Alright, so we have a fakie pony bag. We'll put that down here so I can add them to it. Alright, so I think we'll take a look at this bag next, because I want to see how bad the damage is to this pony. Now, this was from Value Village. Some of these I saved some money on with coupons, so I actually did not pay the full price. And I did get one in here that I don't have, and this is why I bought it. This pink one, this like magenta with blue, teal, and purple hair. This color combination is amazing. The cutie mark is like a little wand, and I feel like Chad Marvelous may have just been talking about this one. I remember him talking about a cutie mark like that. It might be a different one though. The hair, unfortunately, on this one is really bad feeling, so hopefully I can save it. It's very matted. So, but this one does not have a movable head either. The paint on the heart here is a little rubbed off, but the cutie mark is not. So that's what really matters. The cutie mark looks great. The face also looks great. And if I was really wanting to, I could try to touch that heart up, but since it's on the non-display side, I probably won't even bother. I don't know what color this one is considered. Would it be pink or purple? I'm going to click purple, and then we'll see if I can find it in there. This is Ribbon Wishes, and it's from the Dazzle Bright series. So I'll put the picture up for that one as well. I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, wow, it looked really pretty when it was new. So hopefully I can fix the hair on that one and get it looking pretty again. Now this one I don't need to look up because it's the same pony on my shirt. This is the Generation 1 version of Butterscotch, and this is the G3 Butterscotch. Now unfortunately this one's tail is a mess. Its mane is also not great, but not as bad as the tail. The tail looks like it has a lot of breakage, and there's a thread sticking out of it. I don't know why there's a thread. Okay, the thread came out. Now, I do already have this pony, but I am going to clean it up and try to save its hair, and then it could end up being one that I trade people, or I could sell it after I clean it up, put some love into it, or I could use it to make a custom pony. Like I've never made a custom My Little Pony, and I think that would be fun. So that one goes over there. Now here is another one that I already have. The hair on this one is in wonderful condition, which is why it's so sad that someone decided to put makeup on it with markers. And I have a feeling, unless those are highlighters, that might not come off. And even then it might have stained it. And then the hoof, the plastic is broken, and you can actually see the magnet inside, which is kind of interesting. So if you've ever wondered what the magnet looks like on the inside, that's what it looks like. But yeah, I'm going to try to clean that one up too with some alcohol and possibly acetone. But I got to be careful with the eyes. The eyes I cannot use acetone on, or it will completely remove them, which is why this one might also become a custom pony at some point. We'll have to just wait and see. All right. So now we have one bag left. And then after we'll look at these, we'll open these new in-box ones. All right. So in here we have, I think, a lot of these two Fakies, right? Or 3 Fakies. So this one had 3 Fakies and 2 real. I think these all go together. I think these are all from a set that I feel like I've seen recently, possibly at Walgreens. They have tinsel hair, and they even have cutie marks, and their heads turn. Now, as far as Fakies go, I think these are actually kind of cute. Like, I think their faces are cute. Their eyes don't look too bad. And the fact that they do have the cutie marks is kind of interesting. But again, I don't collect Fakies, so into the bag you go. And then this one looks like it has a little bird cutie mark and some staining on it. I do really like the color combination in the hair. The pink, purple, and yellow looks really nice together. And that one didn't have any tinsel. This one does. I love this color combination as well. The purple with like this kind of salmony neon color. And this one has a crown. And I like that they're all unicorns. So that's kind of nice. But we're going to redonate this. And hopefully someone out there, like a kid or someone who likes the Fakies, will find that and be happy. Alright, so next we have this one, and I already have this one too, and I love, again, this color combination of hair. The hair on this one actually feels pretty good. Everything on it looks pretty good too. In fact, even the heart looks good, the cutie mark looks good. I don't remember which one this is, so let me look that up. Alright, so this one is Sunny Days, and Sunny Days comes in multiple poses. There's at least 3 different poses for this one pony. Now this is the donkey pose version, and I'm trying to find it in the list. There it is. So this is from Dress Up Evening Wear, and it would have come with, and I'll show a picture here, it would have come with a bunch of accessories like a robe or a cape of some sort, and it was that she was going to the friendship ball, and she also came with like little shoes and hair accessories and things too. One of the hair accessories I actually think I have, or I had. It's a pink flower, and if I have it still, I will give it to her since it went with her. I think that's always really fun when you can actually give an item that you got previously to a pony that you find. I think that's really cool. Now, this was the reason I bought this bag. So, I mean, I paid $8.50 for basically one pony, and that's not ideal, but I had to have this one because I love the color combination, and it has a masquerade mask. I love this pose, too. This is one of my favorite poses. And the hair is in beautiful shape. It's actually very soft. It just needs brushed, washed. Well, it needs washed and then conditioned and brushed while the conditioner's in it, which I'm going to do for all these ponies. I don't know if you'll see them all cleaned up by the end of the video. I'm hoping I can get them cleaned up today, and then I can take photos of them for the video. And I feel like I'll be able to have time for that. So this is Frilly Frocks, and it was one that came with a Frilly Frocks boutique playset, and there was two different versions. One of them just came with her, and then one of them came with Cherry Blossom and Breezy. There were different versions, but this one is definitely one I don't have, and I love this one. So I'm very, very excited to add her to my collection. So I think I got them all on camera. Look at that. Whoops. I think they're all on camera for the most part. Here, we'll move this one up here. So there's my thrifted collection, and my favorite of them all has to be this one. This one does have a lot of some stuff in its hair I didn't mention. It does have like this little clip, which I think is probably not for ponies. I think this is probably for kids. And it's broken, so I'm gonna just throw that away because it looks like the plastic's about to snap. And then there's also these hair ties, which I absolutely can't stand. And then the hair is braided, so I'll have to unbraid that when I go to clean her up. And her hair feels but I'm hoping with some loving care I can get it to look good. And then, like I said, I want to reroot that one for a future project. Let me get situated here. Alright, so I got them all over here. I'm just displaying them with a little plastic stand that I have. And then we'll take a look at these Gen 1. But before we do that, I want to show you what I've been working on for this video. So this is her. So I will show you the footage where I rerouted this sister pony. Like I showed the picture before, but I'll pop it up here again. This is Flower Dreams, one of the sister ponies. I love the G1 sister ponies because they have this very slender, tall body, and it comes in multiple poses. But I think this pose that I got for this one is probably one of my favorites of all of them. And I was really excited to find this pony a long time ago, and I'd ordered the hair to reroot it, and then I just kind of put it away and forgot about it for a while. And then I was going through stuff and realized, oh, I have this pony that I meant to reroot, so I pulled her out. You may have seen on social media, on my Instagram, I posted pictures of her. Here's what she looked like before the reroot. And her tail needed replaced, and her mane and everything. So, like I said, I had watched some videos, including Chad Marvelous videos of rerooting ponies, and some, I can't remember who else I watched. There was a couple other people, and I'm sorry I can't remember your name, but they were very helpful with showing how to remove heads and stuff. So here's the footage of me rerouting this pony and cleaning it up and everything. So the first thing I do whenever I get a pony is I clean it up. And I already washed this one, and I didn't bother conditioning the hair, obviously, because I'm adding this new hair to it. It's called Atomic Turquoise, which I think is an awesome name. I am going to use some acetone and some very fine point, and let me reiterate, fine point Q-tips, basically, cotton swabs. That way I can try to loosen up the glue on the neck. And I also do that to clean any marks on the body as well. And you can see I'm doing that right here. There was just a couple little marks. I always use the pointy side to try to remove them, and then I use the other more blunt side to like soak up the rest of the acetone. That way I'm not rubbing it all over the body, and if you get any of that on the paint, it'll just mess it up. So I did watch, like I was saying, I watched some videos on how to remove a head because I was really nervous about this. I didn't want to rip the plastic or ruin it. So they said to use a hairdryer to loosen up the glue and to make the plastic softer. That way it doesn't rip. And then if you can get some acetone in like part of it, like right there, it's starting to come apart, that really helps start to loosen it up, and you can kind of start to just pull it. But you kind of want to like take your time because you don't want to rip. You can see here the glue is just kind of pulling away, and that's after using some acetone and the hairdryer. And there you go, it comes right off. I was really impressed and really happy that happened so easily. There's the thing that holds the tail in, because that was already coming out, and I decided there was some extra rubber, like on the vinyl that obviously has been there since it was made, and I just removed that and used more acetone to kind of clean up that glue and get rid of the glue, which also worked really well. It cleaned off really, really easily, and especially when I started doing this with the paper towel, because there's no paint in that general area, so it was easy to do. Now I'm just cutting off the hair so that we can remove it. If you saw my previous video where I did a reroot on a Monster High Frankie Stein doll, I actually did this My Little Pony video first, and it's just taken me a while to finally get the time to record the rest of the video I wanted to do for it. And I'm doing it very similar. You just use a screwdriver or something flat to get in there and kind of pull out the hair by scraping it. Some older dolls use glue, and it can get really, really sticky. This one, even though it's from the 80s, I think, or maybe it's the early 90s, I can't remember. It's definitely one of the G1 ponies, but it's a later pony. But yeah, there wasn't a lot of glue, and I was able to pull out the hair really easily because there's not a lot of hair on these because it's only like a couple lines. But now I'm just using some alcohol to kind of clean the pony up. Alcohol generally shouldn't mess up any paint, but I still am careful not to get it on paint if I don't have to. And now I'm just taking out the old tail, which was kind of difficult. But I finally got it, and there's how the old tails looked, and there was no rust on that there is around you can see that it was around the vinyl. There's like a little bit of discoloration, and I cleaned that off. So now we're just gonna do the tail. The tail, I have done a rerooted tail on a G1 Snuzzle a while back before I started doing videos. And it was super easy. I didn't even have to do Snuzzle's mane, and the hair matched perfectly, which I was happy about. But so I already kind of know how to do the tail. And the best way to do it is to use these small zip ties. And I have a bunch of different colors of zip ties, and I just picked blue because I thought, hey, it matches the hair, so why not? So you basically, I cut that hair hank in half because it's way too long to begin with. And then you take that and you fold it in half and you put the little zip tie around that. And then you make sure it's equal, like evenly folded in half, and then you tighten it. And then you just take that and push it through the hole. And luckily it should go right through because it's soft vinyl. You might have to use a hairdryer to heat it up. But already you can see that looks amazing with the new tail in. The tail, again, it's so easy. Now to secure the tail in, you just do this. You put a second tie right below the other one around the hair and tighten it as tight as you can. That way you don't have to worry about rust. Some people try to reuse, I think, the metal parts that come with it, but it's so much cleaner to just do it this way, I think. And then you just pull it back through until it like basically is secured, and there you go, we have a new tail. Alright, so now I'm rerouting the hair on the mane, and I am such a beginner when it comes to rerouting and using these rerouting tools. And I actually used the rerouting tool for this one because there wasn't a lot to put in. But when I started trying to use this for my Frankie custom, the needle kept getting pushed down into it, which is so annoying. And then you'd have to unscrew it and pull the needle out, and it would get bent a lot. Doing the pony was so much easier. I think the holes are slightly bigger. So, I mean, this went really fast because it's just 2 rows of hair. And there you go. It's done already. Obviously, you know, I skipped ahead. But it's funny, the lighting, if you notice, keeps turning yellow. And it's because I was filming this when it was really sunny. And the sun kept changing the lighting in the room. So to secure the hair, I'm using Fabri-Tac glue. I was too busy focused on the yellow light. I almost forgot to mention. So that I just use this Q-tip to move the glue around on the inside, and you want to make sure you get glue all over every plug that you put in. And then that takes about 24 hours to dry, and I just let this actually sit on my desk, just the head with the hair, till it dried. I think I left it there for a couple days. And then I just take a wide tooth comb, and you brush the hair, and then that gets rid of any loose hairs. Like, here's all the loose hairs that I pulled off. And then I'm just using some little fabric scissors, which work really, really well for trimming the hair. And I'm just kind of getting rid of all the flyaways, and popping the head back on was the easiest part of this whole situation. And voila, it's done. I'm so happy with the way this turned out. Alright, so now that you saw all of the footage, here is the end result. I left the hair very long. I curled it by washing it and then wrapping it around the leg, which is something that I learned a long time ago from someone, and I can't remember who that was either. But you basically wash and condition the hair, and then you wrap it around the leg and let it air dry. And then when you undo it, it has this nice natural curl to it. So yeah, this is Flower Dream. I love her cutie mark. Now the only problem that I have is there's some pink highlighter that I could not remove right there, and there are ways to get that off by like using peroxide cream or benzoyl peroxide cream, but there's like there's lots of people that say don't use the pimple cream is what it is, basically, because it has a half-life that will make it keep working even when you remove it, and eventually it might lighten the plastic too much. There's a whole science to it, and I don't want to get into that because I don't quite understand it enough to explain it. So I'm just going to live with the pink mark because you can barely see it, and her mane can kind of hide it, to be honest. So that is my sister pony that I'm super, 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 super happy with the results. She's probably one of my favorites in my collection now. All right, so now that we looked at that, the last thing we're going to do is open up these 2 ponies, or 3 ponies, or 4 actually, because you have a mini one. All right, so I will show you the barcode for this. This is Bluebell. I don't know if they all have their own barcode, but these are the other ones that you can get. Here is Butterscotch, which I have. I have this one, and I still have her in the box because I found an original one to add to my collection. And that one is the one that I had as my first pony that I remember being a kid. It was my first My Little Pony that I ever owned. And that's why I got this shirt with her on it. I will say this shirt, I ordered purple because I thought the purple and the yellow would contrast with really well together, but the purple, it's a little dark. I wish I would have got a lighter color for this shirt. Now, the artwork on this shirt was made by an artist that I follow on Instagram. The image was made by Ponyland Painter, and I will put a link to them down below. They're on Instagram. They also have a Redbubble shop, and that's where I ordered the shirt. And you can pick your design, and then you can pick your type of shirt, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I picked out a shirt, and I picked the color and everything, and I wish I would have got a lighter color, maybe like a powder blue would have looked really nice with this. But anyway, I love it still. It's a very comfy shirt as well, so I picked a really good brand, apparently. But I will put a link to them down below, and I absolutely love their artwork because it looks like classic 1980s My Little Pony artwork from G1, but they also do a lot of like really beautiful detailed versions of it, and then they also do the very cartoony versions that you see like on the packaging here, like this kind of artwork, and I just love it. So check them out. Go like their page and just let them know how much you love their artwork. So yeah, anyway, let's get back to opening up this, and I don't know, something just fell. Okay, so there's like this little cloud that just says 40th anniversary brush inside, which I think is awesome because I don't have any My Little Pony brushes for these older ponies. So let me cut this. Let me get her out of here and then we'll take a look. Alright, so here she is, and I wanted to point out how they have her packaged. The hair is wrapped around the leg, and that's exactly what I was talking about. So they even packed them that way themselves, and there is an elastic that you can take off. I actually might keep that elastic. That's a nice elastic. But yeah, so then their tail is in this nice curl. There is this weird plastic thing on the hair, and there is a way to get these off. I'm just trying to remember how. This is like old school packaging for the hair like this. It's like, I think it's like 2 pieces of plastic, and then or you can just maybe pull the hair out. I don't know. Okay, no, it is 2 pieces, and you just pull it apart. The hair definitely has something in it, like hair gel. So definitely would probably be a good idea to wash the hair on these. It does have the little floof hair in the front, but it's kind of messed up. Part of it seems really long. I don't know. But this is Bluebell. And I love Bluebell's colors scheme with the blue and the purple stars and the like violet kind of lavender maybe hair. And the hair feels pretty nice too. Now the bows on these are just on an elastic. And that's how they do these newer ones. The original versions would have had an actual ribbon that you would tie around the tail. And they also had different feet. So you can see this says 2017. And it says the bridge direct, but it also says My Little Pony and Made in China. And the bodies on these are really, really hard, and the heads turn. So that's a way, if you're finding this secondhand, and you're not sure is this an original or a reproduction, there's a lot of ways you can figure that out. And that would be the head would turn, that doesn't normally turn on original ones. The feet would look different. The ribbon might be an actual ribbon if it still has it. And the body would be more squishy. But basically both of these ponies are the same generation, and you can see how different the sister pony looks compared to what a original pony looks like. All right, and then here is the brush, which is really nice. I think it's just a sticker that says 40, and then it's shaped like a star, like a shooting star. I really, really, really like that. And I get another one in here, so I'm super excited about that. So this I also picked up at Marshall's. I don't think I said. There's the barcode, and then I paid $15 for it. And these are licensed by Hasbro and made by Basic Fun. I don't think I mentioned that either, but that's the same case with Bluebell. So I'm really excited about this because I went to buy this and it was gone, and in its place they had the little mini pony set. So I picked that up instead, and I really wanted this. And so then I was at Marshall's and they had it, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited because I really, really, really wanted to get that. I love this packaging. It's very old school feeling. Now, the packaging on the inside is a little weird, so I'm not sure how this works. Okay, that comes out. How do the ponies come out of here? Do they come out? Okay. So, oh, weird. The tail is being held in. There we go. So they just kind of pull out, but the tail was being held in by like a little fastener. So let's see. If you grasp the fastener and pull it, it'll come right out. So not a big deal. Now, how do we get to the other pony? It took a little effort to get them out, and then I also removed the plastic from the front of this because I thought it would be kind of neat to be able to put them back in here, like it's a little barn or stable or something. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. It's kind of bulky, but there is another brush. It's the same one we just got. So those are exactly the same. And then I'll show you the mini one first. And they even wrapped the hair around the leg on the mini one, which I think is kind of funny because it's so tiny. And the elastic is super tiny. But this one is Glory. So she has the little shooting stars. And she's kind of got a metallic or not metallic, but a pearlescent sheen to her. And then she even has the little ribbon on her tail. The only thing that would have made these better is if they had real rooted manes, but when you get really tiny like that, it's hard to do that. All right, so this is Cotton Candy, and I think I might have a Cotton Candy original one. I feel like I do, but I don't know. Oh, her tail spins in her whole body. That's kind of bizarre. I didn't notice if it did that. Oh, it kind of does, yeah. Huh, I guess maybe that's by design or something. But there is an elastic in the tail. But you can take that out. And then she has a lavender colored ribbon. And then these ones also have the weird little plastic thing in their mane, which you can kind of pull the hair out of it if you do it a little bit at a time. Super easy doing it that way. Her mane is a little messy though. Also, her head turns. So this one is very interesting because it's like the mane is the same color as the pony, and I feel like I think it's because the body's metallic. Because I think this is the normal version of Cotton Candy right here. And you can see it is similar, but I feel like this one, the body is super, super, super pearlescent and the hair is super shiny, so it looks very one color. And she has the mane, the little flock of hair in the front. The hair is super messy, so I'm definitely going to need to wash. Even the new ponies need to have their hair washed and conditioned and styled. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting their hair to actually be like a little bit nicer, but that's okay. Alright, so this is Blossom. I absolutely love Blossom's color scheme. And I don't think I have a Blossom in my collection. This one is super pretty. The pearlescent finish, along with this color of purple hair, is super pretty, and she even has a lavender like purple eye. Love this. So I love how these are similar but very different. You can definitely like tell. This is what the originals kind of look like as far as their finish goes, and then this is this special 40th anniversary edition where it has like the pearlescent finish. I don't know if there were any others that came in like this pearlescent finish other than these two and the little mini one. As far as I know, I think that's it for those. I am curious though. I am going to look this up real quick. So they have a specific category for G1 called G1 Retro. And if you click on that, it brings up all of the ponies that they've released retroactively in the, like since 2008 was when they started coming out with them. Hasbro came out with a few sets, and then Basic Fun took over 10 years after that. So in 2018, Basic Fun took over the license for the My Little Pony retro figures and started releasing them. And they do have, let's see, these are called the collector ponies. And Bluebell was one of them, and they were a 35th anniversary edition. And then they came out with the 40th anniversary of these. And I think, are those on here? Where are those at? Yeah. So they have their own category. And these actually came out in 2023, which is why there's still some in stores. And this was Bluebell, and it came with the brush. And then there was 5 other ones that you could get. And I have Butterscotch from that line, and I still have her in the box. So I do want to get Minty. I really, really, really like Minty, and I don't have a Minty. I have a Snuzzle, which is the gray and pony with pink hair, and I love that one. And now I have a Blossom and Cotton Candy. So basically, I think the only one I need is Minty. I don't have a Minty in my collection that I know of. I don't have one. Not a retro or an original. So I'll have to look out for Minty. I also would love to get some of the Unicorn and Pegasus ponies from the retro line. They have a few of them. And I would really like to find those. Those came out in 2020 though. And then if I found the original, I'd rather have the original from the 1980s. So, all right, so I'm kind of curious if we can even put these ponies back in this box. Like if you wanted to display them in this, there's plastic in the bottom. It looks like it's not too hard. You just push their head through first, and then their feet just go right down in. Yeah, so you could totally display them like that, and you could even put the little Glory in the middle, like she was, and it has their names on it. So I mean, that's actually kind of cool. The other thing that would be really, really, really cool is if you could take that plastic out of the bottom of this. You could cut a hole in the middle, and if you had a full-sized Glory, then you could put her in the box with them as well. I think I might actually keep the box just for that reason. I might try to do that. But yeah, so there you have it. So I was only going to show the results of washing all their hair in the photos, but I thought, why not just show them? Because I wanted to explain a couple things with how they turned out after cleaning them. Now, these ones, the hair cleaned up really nice. I didn't wash the tails, but I did wash their manes so that they were more manageable. And there was some hair gel on this, and I didn't use any soap or conditioner. I just wet them with some hot water and kind of let the hair gel take effect again, at least on the bangs. But yeah, this is nice and bouncy though, because there's no hair gel in that. Looks really great. So that is, what is that, Blossom? Yeah, that's Blossom. And then Bluebell. Unfortunately, Bluebell's little flock of hair, a little floof or forelock, I think is what that's called. It's a little messy, but other than that, I think this one actually looks really nice too. And then we have Cotton Candy, which also had a little bit of hair gel in this part here. So, all right, so starting with the thrifted ponies that I got. So poor Autumn Sky, unfortunately I could not clean off any of the marks on her face, and it's really disappointing because out of all the thrifted ponies that I got, I think she has the best hair. Like it's not damaged at all, really. It feels really soft, it feels new. She also has that broken plastic on the foot. So that's really disappointing, but again, she'll probably become some sort of custom pony down the road. I've been thinking of making a Halloween themed pony, and I wouldn't even really need to reroot the hair, because I wanted to do like a candy corn theme, and the hair is very candy corn themed, but the body being blue is a little weird. I would have to try to paint that, and I don't know how to paint a pony. You'd have to do like pastels with Mr. Super Clear, a lot like how dolls are done, and I don't know if that works on a pony. But it would be worth a shot. Maybe if someone out there knows, let me know down in the comments. So, all right. The next pony that we'll look at is this one. Now I have to look up their names again because I can't remember all their names. So I believe this is Frilly Frocks. This is the one that has the little masquerade thing. And the hair washed up beautifully on this one, and the body cleaned up pretty well too. There's still a few marks here and there. I might go back with some alcohol and try to clean those off. The white ponies are always difficult to get, clean looking. And then next we have Luau. This one's hair is in really good condition too, actually. It's a little frizzy at the tips. You could trim that if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave it as is. But yeah, she turned out really, really nice. A lot of these had marks on them, and I was able to get pretty much all the marks off most of them. So that makes me really excited because these two I didn't have in my collection, and now I do. And then there's two more that I didn't have. Okay, this one is Ribbon Wishes. And unfortunately, her hair, the mane isn't too bad. The mane is actually not too bad. It's still really soft up here on the top. But the tail is really, really frizzy. You can kind of see that. So, if anything, she would be a great candidate to reroot, but I would need to get 3 different hair colors to do that. But she's part of my collection now, and if I ever find a one in better condition, I'll pick it up and then I can trade it out, and then that one can become one that either I customize or I can trade to someone. So yeah. And then this one, this is Butterscotch. I know that one for a fact. So the tail is really frizzy on this. I don't know. It's the tinsel. The tinsel gets really, really hard to deal with if you've brushed it a lot. But she doesn't look too bad. Like it washed up pretty good. She doesn't have any marks anywhere on her body, but the bottom of the hoof, I don't know what I did. Something I used on it. I think it might have been. I think I accidentally used acetone when I thought I was using alcohol, because I had 2 little swabs or 2 little pads, and I was cleaning them, and I think I ruined the plastic on that little hoof. But again, I have this one in my collection, so I'm not too upset about the outcome. And this one could also this would be a great candy corn pony because of the color. And then I would just reroot the hair with like orange and white and yellow, and then I could do like a little candy corn. I wonder if there is a pony with a candy corn symbol. There probably is. But I would love to make my own. And then we have Sunny Days. Sunny Days actually turned out really, really well. There are a few marks, like there's this one on the cheek that I couldn't really get off, and there's this one on the eyebrow up here that would not come off either. But her hair is in really good condition. I do already have this one in my collection, and I think I mentioned how if I had that hair tie that went with her, I would put it on her. Well, the one I already have has the hair tie on her hair, so apparently I already thought about that. Let's see. This one is Tulip Twinkle, and this one turned out pretty good, actually. The tinsel in the hair is messy a little bit, but it washed up okay. The only problem still is I could not get those marks off the belly. But you can't really see them when she's like on display with her mane like that. So I'm happy. I'm happy. If I ever find another one of her that does not have marks on it, I'll pick it up. But I mean, she looks, other than the writing on the bottom, she looks really, really good. All right, and then last but not least, we have Starcatcher. And I think if I had to pick a favorite from this group of thrifted ponies, it's probably this one, just because she's a Pegasus. Her hair actually turned out really nice, and because it had that braid in it, and then I washed it, I think it actually has this nice little twist. But yeah, I think this one might be my favorite of the bunch, so love her. You'll have to let me know who your favorite was. I mean, we also have this sister pony. Let me see if I can find room for her. We'll put her here. And then we also have the baby pony that I want to reroot at some point. Put her over here. And then there's also a little Glory. But I think, I love to hear from everyone who their favorite pony was. So mine definitely, from the thrifted ones, is this. But I have a very special connection to this pony now that I've rerouted her. So she's probably my most favorite that I have here right now. I do feel really bad for this pony. I wish it would have cleaned up better. But at least I still have her in my collection already. So also, let me know who maybe your least favorite was. People don't ask that very often. I probably would pick Glory just because it's a mini one, and I'd rather have the full-size one because I don't have her in the full-size pony size. So, all right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and definitely like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit that bell for notifications. That way you get notified every time I upload a video. I upload videos every week. There's links down below in the description of other ways that you can support me. You can hit the join button if you're interested in becoming a member to get early access to all my videos. Also, link to my eBay where I sell all my old toys that I don't keep in my collection anymore, and I'm adding some more toys throughout the next few months, so keep an eye open there if you're looking for a lot of dolls and action figures and things, so, and pop figures actually too. So but yeah, this was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this. Definitely comment down below. I love to hear from you. Take care out there. Love you guys. Bye.